Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there. Hello everyone, welcome back to another week of the Ultimate Spider Cast. But that's the end of the month, so you know what that means. The boys are back. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is the High Priest of Khonshu. It is.
Hey, everybody, it is Ray. I'm here, Phil and Dave. I do have a full moon behind me, as you can see.
Yeah.
Holding in the palm of my hand. I'm ready.
And, of course, making his triumphant return, it is Dave of the Signal of Doom.
Hello, how are you? I'm a ghost. I'm coming from, coming from the distant past. The light in my room is actually, the light bulb is actually officially gone. I haven't replaced it.
I thought Kraven's buried you. I thought you were in a coffin.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm in a coffin, man. Delia. Yeah, no, I'm the man in black. I'm in my black hoodie. Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. Yeah, it's all good. We're here to do more Scarlet Spider, I guess, and just happy to be here. Phil, great to see you, man. A month away was too long, and it was only the birth of my child that prevented me from attending. Ray, I saw last week, so Ray's had plenty of me already in the last few days, so, I imagine he's almost hit his fulfillment quota.
No, it's fine, Dave. Keep it coming. It's good.
Yeah, no. I know last episode, we got a fill-in for you. Special guest Lilith Hellfire.
Oh, wow, I would have loved to be on the show.
I know.
Well,
it was a surprise. It was a good surprise.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm tough to replace, but I think she's someone who can definitely do it. She's got the runs on the board,
Exactly.
That's for sure.
All right.
She has the notches on the belt, hasn't she, Phil?
Oh!
By the way, I want to announce something early in the show. My truce with Brevoort is over.
Oh, yes.
Hostilities were re-engaged last week when he stepped across the line with another foolish comment about Wolverine and Jean Grey, and I set him right on X. So we are back to a hostile status code.
It's like two Mexican fighting fish, putting them in the same tank.
Ray, you were almost called in for the peace talks. You were almost called in to be a mediator.
I don't even know if I could. I could. I don't know if I could break that fight up. What the hell?
I'd try to convert you to my side, man. That's what would happen. I'd try to convert you, my friend. Oh. Anyway, so all is well in Signal Land, and we're just happy to be here, and it's great to be here discussing Scarlet Spider.
Oh, hey, before, not to get too off topic, but Dave, you read the G.I. Joe stuff. Did you read Scarlet #1?
Jojo.
Did you read?
Loved it.
Oh, yeah, by Kelly Thompson.
I will say this, I'm actually really loving the G.I. Joe Energon stuff. I haven't read the Transformers stuff, apart from an issue or two, but all the G.I. Joe stuff has been strong. Kelly Thompson, I think, wrote Scarlet.
Yep. I did talk to her about a
guy whose name I can't recall wrote Destra, which was also very good.
Oh yeah,
and Josh Williamson is wrote Duke and Cobra Commander. Excellent.
Yes, yeah.
I really enjoyed her Scarlet. Actually, we did it on the show a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I talked to her. Yeah, me, Justin, and
you got her.
Russell talked to her about. Yeah.
Wow, I should get her. That's because she did Deadpool as well, didn't she, years ago? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. She did a Black Widow series too, so I knew she was.
That was excellent.
Scarlet. Yeah.
I like whatever. I haven't read like tons of her stuff, but I've always enjoyed her work, and I was excited to see that she was on Scarlet, and I thought it was an excellent first issue. Frankly.
And hey, Ray, guess who showed up in issue 1 of Scarlet?
Black
the Hardmaster.
Oh,
Hardmaster.
The Hardmaster.
Mm-hmm.
Jinx literally was in a very revealing dress.
Yes, the Hardmaster. Yes, yeah.
Oh, wow. Have to get the
the Hardmaster often turns up in stuff. It's not uncommon that he rolls in.
There is actually a character called the Hardmaster.
Yes,
he's like one of the sensais in the Arashikage clan. He's like one of the ninja masters.
Yes, and
there's the hard master, the soft master, and the blind master.
The soft master.
Hey, guess what? Yeah. Ray, guess what? I don't like you laughing at Joe. You wash your mouth out. Yeah, yo, Joe.
No, it's only because...
What are you going to do next? Spit on the flag, Ray? Come on. Come on.
No, it's only because Phil made this, I don't know, drop of me saying the hard master. I always thought it was just like some sort of sexual connotation, but then I realised that it's an actual...
Because you're a pervert. You're a sexual deviant, Ray.
Yeah. The hard master.
This is for kids, Ray.
Yeah, come on, Ray.
Come on. Jesus Christ, Ray.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Ray. Wow, Ray. It takes a lot for me to, scold Ray, but he's crossed the line tonight.
It's a lot of meat.
This is G.I. Joe we're talking about. This isn't like, fucking kiddie comics. This is great
stuff.
No,
fair enough. No, look, I totally respect Joe. I mean, you've been telling me, Dave, I should get in the run. Larry Hammer.
Larry Hammer.
Very fantastic.
Man, he's still going. He's still going with that.
The other day, Ray goes, I just don't know where I'd start. I go, G.I. Joe 1. Real American Hero 1. That's where I would start, Ray.
There's just too much material.
I'm rolling.
Is the modern stuff good to jump on board with?
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, you could probably start with 301. Well, that's where Image picked it up. Yeah.
Okay. I have read one G.I. Joe issue.
So
it is the silent issue.
So I can tell you this. So the silent issue. That's a classic. He did a couple of silent issues, but I can just tell you this. Back in like '83 or whenever when he started it, he did 155 issues with Marvel.
Yeah.
And then when IDW got the license, he kept going from like 156.
Okay.
And he went all the way to 300.
And now Image picked it up. Yeah.
Skybound have it. Yeah, he's been doing like from 301 to 304.
Yeah, he's up to 307 now. But yeah,
so
I mean,
and IDW story that's kept rolling.
Yeah, for like 40 years.
And these publishers have allowed, like, in this day and age where number ones are just always sought after. IDW said, yeah, right, we'll start at 156. That's pretty good.
Because two reasons. One, they say to Larry, like, because Hasbro own it all, they say, you keep rolling with this. Then IDW did their own more modern G.I. Joe that was separated from that in continuity, which Chuck Dixon and stuff did. The same thing that Skybound's doing. So Skybound have in one flow Larry's stuff continuing that he's writing. Okay, and then in the other flow, they've got all the new Energon stuff, like Kelly Thompson, Joshua Williamson, all that are working.
Are they are they like different universes then, or different?
One
doesn't continuities.
Yeah. I mean, they're similar. Like it's the same archetypes, but Skybound say we're going to restart it all and blend with Transformers and.
But there's no crossover. There's no refer to G.I. Joe.
If you wanted to, you could just say, I just want to read Energon, and it is what it is, or you could just continue reading Larry's stuff, and that is what it is as well.
Okay.
Have I
sounds to me like
you gonna hop on board now?
Well, the writers sound good. Josh Williamson, Kelly Thompson, Larry Hammer. I mean, I like all three of them.
Ray, I'm going to make a comment for you right now. It's going to knock any of this Marvel shit you're reading out of the water, man. It's going to make
is good.
It's going to make you question what you've even been doing all your life, and you're going to say, "Dave, you got it right, Yojo."
Yojo. Okay, I might dabble, see what happens.
All right.
Ray has no free time. Every free moment is spent playing with himself on YouTube.
Maybe Dave, there's a podcast about it.
Dave, there's a really good G.I. Joe deck building game as well. So
can we talk about that later? Because I'm actually said to Michelle, because my 50th is about to come up, and I said I want to get for a present. I said, can I get the Assassin's Creed Magic set? She's like, okay, because you and I can play. But are you saying there's a G.I. Joe one as well, like a card game?
Oh, Magic's different. That's a trading card game. So you have to spend. It's like the old days, Dave, where you buy packets and you collect it and you'll get duplicates and stuff. Right. The G.I. Joe deck building, you'll get a core set with the cards that you want and you play the game. It's more like a standard game. But no, I've heard really good things about it. Yeah.
Okay, because I'll have a look into it because I was looking at the on Amazon at an Assassin's Creed one, and you could buy a set that was like, to kick you off, it was about $130 or something. I forget exactly what it was, but
I don't know whether
that you could get started. You know?
Yeah, I don't know whether that means they give you, the old days where you get trading cards, they give you a box like of 20 packs of 10 or whatever. So that might be what the 130 is, and then you just crack them open and see if you can. Yeah, you'll get a whole lot of cards. But yeah,
and I said to Michelle we could play. Her and I could play. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to play Magic. I don't know how to play Magic. But it sounds fun. They're releasing a Marvel Magic as well. So.
Could you do me a favor and get on that for me, Ray?
Well, I know someone that's really into. I know someone that's really into Magic, so I can. Ask. Jed McKay is a huge Magic fan.
Okay,
so.
Jed McKay, your pal.
Yeah.
Still writing? Is he still writing Moon Knight?
Yeah.
Oh, he's writing Moon Knight. He's writing Avengers. He's writing. He's going to be writing Doctor Strange.
He's going to be writing X-Men.
Really? He's writing an X. He's going to be writing an X-Men book soon. Yeah, man, he's taking over. Okay. Yeah,
that's good.
Top tier for Marvel. So.
No, I agree. I think he's one of the better writers they've got for sure. I saw that Zeb Wells is finishing SpiderMan shortly.
Yes, good news. But yes, bad news. He is one of the writers I discovered on Deadpool and Wolverine. So,
oh, fuck me, really?
Mm-hmm.
What the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's a decent writer. Look, I don't. Yeah, I've read some of his like New Mutant stuff, and I can't remember the other stuff he did. Pretty decent.
Okay. I didn't like the Spider-Man, what I've read.
Yeah, what he did at Amazing Spider-Man wasn't crash hot, that's all. So,
I mean, I agree. He's probably done some good stuff. I've not really read it, but I haven't read a ton of his stuff. But I don't know. Look, I'm Deadpool Wolverine's only a month away now. Because it's like July 26 or something. I can't wait. I'm so fucking excited.
Yeah, but ever.
I just put in. I just bought a Snake Eyes and Timber classified Alpha Commando set. Just before this. Well, I was running slightly late, actually. I didn't realize. I thought I had time.
That's why he was late, man. He's putting his credit card information and everything.
Lucky in some details, and then
I got
you
don't have that
from Ray.
I bet you don't have that on memory, Dave. Your credit card number.
Oh well, yeah. No, it was more about like locking in deals and stuff. It was a bit of hijinks at the back end. Got a bit of a discount. And
nice.
Yeah, just had to grind it a little bit, Ray. Had to want it, you know?
Yeah, that's it. Yep. Don't be too keen.
By the way, a dark day for Australian cricket. We lost to the dangerous Afghanistan.
I know we lost to Afghanistan. I can't believe it.
And believe you me, Phil, you know me as a lovable, jovial guy. I wasn't happy this morning. It was a bleak day.
I think I saw a post on YouTube or on Facebook before I went to bed. So yeah.
I went to do the shopping and I was still shaking my head at the end. As I said to Ray, like, we need to run the axe through the team. Like, seriously. Cool. There's one guy, I'll name him Ashton Agar. I just put him on the first plane and say, don't bother, pal. Almost rip his passport up. You know, make him stateless.
I copped a gobful from Dave. The text came flooding in at this, and rightly so. It was a shock lost.
It was a shock loss, and now we're going to play India in a must-win.
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully this will fire them up. You know, this will put the fire under them. On a bright note as well.
Good news. You had some good news.
Yep. Bright news, Phil. You'll appreciate this. West Tigers have won. Second game in a row.
Again.
Thank God.
National Rugby League against the Canberra Raiders. A thrashing, some would say. 48-24.
Winning's a habit, Ray. It's turning into a habit.
Oh, I'm starting to get used to it, Dave, now. Starting to get used to it.
Well, I had lunch with Ray last week, and he still seems shell-shocked. Like he couldn't believe they pulled off a win. He called it a scrappy win, but I noticed today that his confidence in his tone, in his demeanour.
Don't worry, that'll all diminish next week, Dave.
Who have you got next week?
I'm not too sure, actually. I'll have to double check. But Canberra are no slouches, so they did pretty well.
Yeah. Two in a row.
I mean, Ray's peacocking around like he's 30 years old. That's an inside joke. That's something we were talking about before we jumped on.
Ray's full of life today. I think it's a bit of self-belief has come back into the system.
Well, it was a shining light, Dave, after the tragedy that was the Australian cricket.
That was shocking. Like, I mean, I was bleak. I was Johnny Cash recording his last album on his last day after his wife died. That was my mood this morning. You know, it was not a happy camper.
Yeah.
But, another thought. Well, a dark thing. I mean, Dave, do you see? Was it Don Perlin passed away?
Yeah. Catch you next summer.
Catch you next summer. Still rolling, Don. Still rolling up there in my memory forever.
Those were the last words that Don spoke to Dave.
Catch me in the summer.
Catch me in the summer.
And I reached out to a couple of his collaborators, and James DeMatteis had some very nice words to say about him. I did read out on the show, actually. Everyone seemed to have nice words about the guy. Like, he was just a stand-up guy, and it's an absolute tragedy. I don't know if we'll ever recover. Ray, co-creator of Moon Knight. I mean,
I still feel fatigued and exhausted. It's hit me a low blow. It hit me right on, right in the hector. So,
did you ever get Don rolling into your show?
No. I went for the jugular. I went for Doug first.
Doug Munch, of course,
Yeah, so I went for him.
I mean, Don Perlin was in his 90s. He was in his 90s.
He was in his 90s. Yeah, I was a little bit standoffish, but I mean, full credit to you, Dave, that you did approach him.
Actually, we had several conversations. He was always lovely to me. Yeah. No, he was a stand-up guy. No, he was nice to me on the messages and stuff. I think he was just literally too old to actually.
Yeah. That was kind of why I wanted to respect. I didn't want to.
But I mean, you know what? Like, as no one can take away the legacy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It was a legacy play.
Exactly.
And I believe he worked at Valiant after Marvel. In fact, you know who had good words to say about him? The often controversial Jim Shooter had a lengthy essay about him that he wrote a few years ago, all about how when he came on as an editor, as a junior editor, he noticed how good Don Perlin was, and he wasn't being paid a great rate because he was a bit older than everyone. He sort of wasn't in the clique, you know? And he said as he went up the levels of editorial, eventually becoming the editor-in-chief, he gave Don much more work, more raises, until at the end, he was second only to John Buscema in terms of pay, and he really rated him highly, and they worked together at Valiant, and he got some good paydays there, actually.
Yeah,
Jim Shooter had a really good words to say about him.
Yeah, he was one of the he was a bedrock of Valiant. There's also I know Bob Layton, Jim Shooter, and Don Perlin were the three big ones that kind of started Valiant, got them up and running. Yeah, Dream Team. It was good. Bob Layton.
Bob Layton's a good artist.
Wow. He's fantastic. I love him. Yeah, he's
love his Iron Man stuff. I did chat to him a little. When I say chat to him, a little tiny bit, and I would love to get him on the show one day because he's quite a personality from what I've seen online.
He still goes to a lot of cons and stuff. So it's quite active.
He spent a lot of time in Asia, in Korea and stuff. Yeah, he was actually based there for a few months last year or this year. Yeah, so I think might actually live there part time. Yeah, he's Mr. International, Mr. Worldwide.
So let's say, Dave.
I mean that might be a good guess. Then the time difference wouldn't be that bad for you. Yeah,
no, I can say to him, first comic I bought with my own money was Iron Man. It was the Michelini and Layden.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah. I mean, we spoke about this day before. We had different ones, but yeah.
One I had was the one where that was hilarious. He got in a little lover's tiff with Cap, and I believe may have tripped Cap and given him a bit of push in the back.
Oh, that's a scoundrel.
Sent Cap to the floor. It was literally like a trip and a push.
That's a hard thing to do, considering around that time Cap would always talk about leverage when it comes to fighting.
Well, I think Cap was 1,000% unaware. It was like a sneak.
Got him totally. Yeah,
got him from behind, man, but he wasn't expecting it from Iron Man, his buddy.
Love it.
You know, and they were having a little fight about armor or something. I forget what it was.
A little
at the time. I used to I was at school, obviously, exercise books. I was writing Cap versus Iron Man, and I was obsessed with this fight. Yeah, it was really, and in the fight, in the sequel, Cap's like, you know what? I can't. He was almost like I could haul him in, but it's just not going to be worth it. Let him.
Oh yeah. Because after that,
this was Armor Wars, wasn't it?
Armor Wars.
Yeah. He was still wearing Cap was wearing that black suit still. Yeah.
It wasn't like a massive battle. It was literally like a bit of...
it's a little... Argy-bargy, as we call it.
A bit of lover's tiff, really. You know, just a little bit of smack and giggle, and that was about it.
Slap and tickle, you mean? Yeah.
Well, whatever you want to call it.
Kinky. So anyway, should we go into? We've got 3 issues.
Yes.
To go. I know you're raring to go.
Scarlet Spider, yes, 21 through 23. Yeah, featuring Kraven the Hunter.
Mm-hmm. And heading towards the end of the series, right? So
yeah, because this one ends in 25. Yeah.
And there is a feeling that it's wrapping up. Things are coming to a head.
Yeah.
For sure. I thought. Anyway.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, what do you, Dave? You loved this trilogy. Was it called Into the Grave, Out of the Grave? Like that?
Well, remembering that I'd missed last show, so I didn't read the previous couple or whatever it was you did, and then I came into this, and I had a sense that everything that has been sort of being built up recently regarding, what do you call them? The Kraven family? Whatever.
Yeah,
the Kravenovs, and also the assortment of ensemble cast, everything was moving rapidly towards conclusion. I was so confused when that classic Ben Reilly showed up in the hoodie, and I was like, wow, okay, throwdown. And then I realized it was a drug that Kraven had blow darted him with, right? Yeah, so that took me a little while to understand. But also the revelations about Kraven, I wasn't aware that he'd been brought back from the dead like that, like via.
I like that. I like that kind of. It was almost like an accident, right? It ended up being because they brought the wrong blood. Right,
it was like a weird. It was a weird ritual where they were supposed to use Peter Parker's blood, but they ended up using Kaine's because there was confusion. So so that's.
And I like the idea.
Kraven can't sleep.
Well, he can't die, right? As well, like he. Yeah, so I like the idea. Yeah, I like the idea that from this blood ritual, what he wants to be killed, right? You know, that was the whole thing towards the end. Yeah. But he can't because of this ritual. And you'd think any person would, typically go, oh, cool, this is a pretty cool power to have.
But he couldn't sleep, Ray. I think he was like, it wasn't like he couldn't sleep. Was he a vampire? Or was it just...
No. It was just...
No, it was just brought back from the
It was just this magic ritual that brought him back from the dead.
Yeah.
Wow. And he was pissed off about it. I like Kraven. Always liked Kraven. And you even saw the scene where he holds the gun to his head.
Yeah.
Which,
I thought of you, Dave. I thought you would have loved that.
From memory, I thought he held a shotgun to his mouth that way.
Yeah, artist impression. I think it was a shotgun before to the.
We should bring in James DeMatteis and Mike Zeck, and they could relive it. I remember I asked James DeMatteis. I said, "Take us through the suicide. Like, where were you? Like, I was like, where were you writer-wise when you?" And he was in a dark place. Let me tell you. Wow.
Thank you, Dave, for mentioning James DeMatteis because I just talked to him, and yes, there will be a new interview up here. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I said to him, do you remember, Ray? I said to him, so what was the story at the time? Was it drugs? Was it alcohol? He goes, no, not alcohol. And I was like,
I gotcha. Finger on the nose. I gotcha. Yeah. But Dave, you would have really. I think you would have enjoyed. Yeah, I thought you would have enjoyed this trilogy of issues because also as well the violence. I was quite taken back when Anna, the psychotic daughter. Gutted, like a fish. I can't remember his name.
He needed to lose a few kgs.
Donald.
He lost in the tough
Mealand.
way.
Is it Mealand?
Donald Mealand, yeah.
Yeah, Mealand.
I refer to him as the gay lover of the policeman, so I don't really know.
Okay. Yeah. What kind of confused me a little bit here, and I get it. I get it. Is the hatred that the policeman now harbors for the Kaine at the end. We see the little epilogue where he's like kind of looking up the criminal record, because although he blames Kaine for having Mealand, he didn't even die. He's still in hospital, right? He's not dead, so that's good.
Potentially fatally wounded.
Yeah, but he was described. You know when they were all tied up and Kraven's on his monologue. He was described as the police officer as him wanting. He was the one that wanted Kaine to be the hero of Houston. So it was a little bit confusing that all of a sudden he's kind of turned the other way and has some. I mean, of course you'd be pissed off. I
know exactly what you mean.
Husband, yeah.
But it's like you wanted this. You consciously brought a superhero in to Houston, and I also wasn't aware. I thought he knew who Kaine was as well, but he didn't. I understand that, but. It was, some would say, Ray, with the book wrapping up, a little convenient.
A little convenient. Yeah.
There was a sense of convenience.
Yeah, because I see it as he should have been blaming himself, basically.
100%.
I don't see. Yeah, but maybe he's in denial.
And then he went on to the database, and he's like, "Oh, gee, he's a baddie."
Yeah,
And believe you me, there has been, and I will say this right now: this series has done a lot of whitewashing over Kaine's past. You know what I mean? Like he has been excused of many sins that he committed during the Clone Saga. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
And somewhat conveniently, but that's every villain who's a hero redeemed. But then I thought it was done well. I mean, I understand he has this ensemble cast, possibly too large a cast actually, but regardless, he has it, and you've got to wrap them all up by issue 25. I think the writer's doing a pretty good job.
What are you saying, Dave? This cast needs cut down?
Well, yeah. For example, starting with the fatso gay guy who really copped it badly. The husband, but the and I want to. Oh, is it Pride Month still, Ray? I think it is Pride Month, so I can still stand up for my Alliance friends. There's like a trope called "kill the gays," and once again, it happened. Once again,
well, he's not dead though. So,
just Ray. Just. If you were down at your local committee meeting, this might raise a few eyebrows and might get tabled at the council meeting.
To be fair, I thought it would be so much more impactful if he did, like, just pass away. So like,
so you're supportive of the trope, okay? Instead of
no,
cut the gays.
No, I'm just talking about the.
Come on, Ray. Come on.
No, I'm just talking about the situation of this actual story. Okay, despite any.
Trying to dig yourself out of quicksand there, Ray.
No, but I thought it was just a little bit like I was a little bit let down because it was such an impactful thing. Like she's up Anna's like, oh, who should I kill? And you were my favorite or something like that. And then she slashes at him. It's like, I was like, oh my god, she's
and it was a gutting. It was a full on gutting. Like I was kind of enjoying it. I was kind of like, oh yeah, we're here. I was like, yeah,
and she's good. And she's good at what she does as well. So that it's not going to like. Well, having said that, and then you turn the page and he's still in hospital.
Frankly,
he should have died
for me, it was one of the panels of the year, and it was a full gutting. We don't see them often. We don't see it often in Marvel Comics. You don't. Yeah. You do not see many guttings in Marvel Comics.
No.
And it was rare. It was done well. I was also disappointed when, Kraven, I guess, had the knife and he slashed that woman. And I was like, wow, he's really giving her a slash. And then you see the nick, and it's this tiny nick.
But that was for the drug, right? So he drugged her again.
Yeah, but I thought he'd done a full slash, so it was like the full like.
Oh, you wanted the whole.
I wanted like the Heath Ledger, Joker,
the Glasgow smile.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought it was. I was like, wow, things are turning up a notch, and then I realized it was this tiny little nick.
Just a little nick. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what do you guys think of that ending where it's like, Kraven's like, I want you, he's saying Kaine needs to kill him. So, but meanwhile, Kaine just hits him hard enough to like stop his heart and stuff.
Yeah, again, I thought maybe the pages were running out, and we just had to really. How do we get Kaine to kill him? Like it's a bang, just hit him so hard. I mean, again, he covered it up. I think Yost still is doing this.
It was Yost and someone else.
Okay, but he covered it up really well by having then Anna really mortified that her father was killed so quickly. So. It was they're kind of promoting that shock value, like that Kaine could do this, and that he probably was holding back, and I guess that exemplified that he was holding back the whole time, and then said, "Oh, stuff it, I'm just going to kill him," because he's powerful enough to kill him.
I've got a question. I agree. He's more powerful. He's literally like SpiderMan on steroids versus a human.
Exactly.
But here's the question: when he did that, he sort of did almost the move from Kill Bill, where it's like the punch move, wasn't it? Or did he have the blade out?
No, I think it was a punch.
Whatever he did.
No,
so it was a death punch.
Yeah.
But when he revives him, does that mean that Kraven is then cured?
Yeah, because he technically died.
Yeah, he was technically dead for like a minute. Yeah, because his heart.
No, he was killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was killed by Kaine, and then that relieved the curse or whatever, and then.
I tell you what, there's one thing I'm sick to death of, and that's the pussification of comics. Because we should have the gutting should have been a death. The death blow to Kraven should have been a death. But instead it's like, well, I nearly killed him. He nearly died from being gutted. He nearly died from getting punched in the heart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, what's
right?
happened to a good old heart punch that kills you? Read a Dread comic. He wastes people.
I mean, I see Dave's point, but Dave, the other thing though was he was like, Kraven wants to die. He at this point he sees life as like more agonizing than death.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring him back. He wants death. I ain't gonna let him have it.
That's true. Kaine wants him to suffer. That is a very good point. I was going to say, like, to kind of stop what you hated about it, Dave, you could have just killed Kaine here in the series and then later on, like, bring him back in some other series. Is that what I mean?
Well, Kraven's a bigger Spider-Man character than Kaine. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of So, of course, Kraven is going to be... If they bother to bring him back, he's not going to get killed off for good in Scarlet Spider.
Yeah.
But as you say, it could have almost been an off-panel or the epilogue of the series, Kraven's alive, and... No,
I was thinking, like, another series, like, years later or whatever. You just keep him dead for a bit and then bring him back,
Yeah.
Look, come on, Dave. You revived him and then he punched him in the face. I mean, come on. He's like, welcome back.
Exactly.
But can I say this? I did like that he thought he had the scars on his face, and that tipped him over the edge. But that was actually just part of the psycho. What's the word? There's a word for it. Psycho something drug, like where they get it, and you're hallucinating. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we've all done it, Ray. We've all taken the wrong tablet at some point, and
let's not fool ourselves. Look, the one thing I really did like the art. I thought that was. What really stuck to me were a couple of those the pages that kind of overlapped. The two pages, the spreads. When Kaine and Ben were fighting, that first appearance of Ben Reilly was freaking awesome. I love that. The artist, it doesnn't give that conventional Spider face to Ben. There's almost you can really see the face underneath it, and it really gave him a different look. And I really enjoyed that.
I agree. I thought the artwork was very strong. I thought, in terms of 3 issues, this was, to me, as strong as the comic's been. If anything, I'm disappointed that such a good story, like it's being so well told, and I always appreciate a story and a run that makes me care about a character that I don't care about. Like, I don't care about Kaine. You know what I mean? But in this run, I care about Kaine. Similar to, I always say... to Chuck Dixon, I don't care about Connor Hawke, Green Arrow's son, at all. But reading his run, I did care. Okay. So it's when a writer and an artist, the team, can elevate a character that you have no interest in, but just due to their own stories and what they do with that character in that run, you're like, oh, actually, I do really care. So, and I think Yost has done it with this character, Kaine, and he makes me care inside this. And I don't particularly care about Kaine in general, other than he's in the Clone Saga, he's a cool visual. That's about as far as I think about it,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's testament to a really good, a way that a writer can really make a character that you essentially don't really care about really interesting. So, if anything as well with this, it's made me kind of like Kaine as well, but it's kind of almost made me appreciate Ben Reilly more as well. So when I saw him in this issue, although he was just a vision, I was kind of like, cool. I want that Ben Reilly back with a hoodie. I want to see him. Yeah. And we will get him like down the track. But I really enjoyed that. Having said that, I really do. I am enjoying, and we've only got 2 more issues to go, but I'm enjoying the supporting cast for Kaine. I think that Aracelli's pretty cool. She's been used well. A bit of like comedic relief. She's got interesting powers. I think that was good. Her other, Kaine's other supporting actors, a little less so. They were more prominent in the first half, I'd say, of this series, or maybe even the first quarter only of this series, and then they kind of died off a bit. But it's, as you said, Dave, as they're rounding things up, it's good to see them back again because we're getting this sense that we're starting to close out this thing. So
I wonder. I would say definitely he had the marching orders that we're going to finish on 25 by now. I get the feeling. That, be interesting to ask him, but I get the feeling he was probably told you've got this arc and then we're done, and we'll finish on 25. Which hilariously these days is a good run, which is hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
It is, yeah.
Which is, and I'll say again, and I'll name him and shame him. Bree Vaughn and CB Sabowski. You've mismanaged so many titles over the years. You know, your legacy is one of failure. You know, that's it.
You're looking more malevolent as we go here with your underlighting.
Oh yeah. Just checking out a bit of the stuff on the old tablet. But no, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a very strong series in general, and I love it when a writer has a chance to put a footprint on a title. I sort of hate it when it's like some writer does like 5 or 6 issues, then someone takes over 2, then someone does another, and then it gets cancelled. Like, I really believe a team needs to put imprints on titles, particularly with C-D-list characters like this, because otherwise no one's going to care. You know,
absolutely, 100%. They
and
should.
Unfortunately, in today's climate, some characters that were B characters are now C or D because everything is so centralized around major teams. So fringe players, in my opinion, fringe players that used to have more of a chance now struggle more because less people are reading comics, and when they are reading the comics in the big two, they're targeting the main franchises and the main teams in those franchises. So it's not like it was before where a title like this was probably selling, minimum 30,000, probably.
It's interesting, Dave, because I was just thinking about that as well the other day, and stuff like Rainbow Rowell is finishing up her run on She-Hulk,
right?
And look, you're talking about 25 issues. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Phil, I think she had 2 volumes though with She-Hulk.
Yeah, so there was one. Yeah, there was a. Yeah, this is her second
about
volume.
10 issues. So it's around about 20 issues that she's had to flesh out She-Hulk, and I think that actually it just reiterates your point, Dave. I think it's really good to keep. So Marvel's keeping these writers on, similar with Steve Orlando and Scarlet Witch. So she had a series. She's got one now with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, and she's getting a third one with Steve Orlando again. A solo Scarlet Witch. So Marvel, although you're not getting that continuity in the numbers, he's got a good 30 issues to tell his story, which I think is great. And we've seen it with another B-lister, Moon Knight, with Jen McKay, 20 odd issues plus Vengeance. So that's a good.
I've got a question for you, Ray.
Yeah.
B.
A. Sorry. A. Did I say? A.
I was thinking maybe C, but okay, he's B. I tell you what, Marlene has double Ds. Double Ds for Marlene.
But Dave has a good point. I mean, when I did talk to Kelly Thompson about Scarlet and stuff, she did say even when she got 50 issues of Captain Marvel for, Carol Danvers, and she said even then she basically, it was like 5, they were giving her 5 issues at a time, so she really couldn't go too far, any long storylines. They were like, okay, do another 5. Do another 5, and then eventually, I think by the time she said she got to like 30 something or maybe 40, they were like, you're good for till 50, so just go.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that was when Captain Marvel was about as hot as it ever got.
Oh yeah, she was in the movies and all that. Yeah.
But you'd argue as well that before, I mean, like she was on a rise
during
quite a while.
That period though, that period of about 2 or 3 years, Captain Marvel was
2 or 3, about 2 or 3 years.
But that's the thing, even like a lot.
She's back where she belongs. Now she's back where she belongs in the basement.
But even the long runs like that, like Kelly said, they only let her know like 5 issues at a time. It's like, you're good for this. You're for
that's
an arc or 2.
That must be so hard to
aside,
work. Yeah.
All joking aside, that sort of sucks because I'm no Captain Marvel fan, but I totally agree. She's a good writer, and that character was hot at that time. You've got to invest in that character. In just giving a writer 5 issues, like Captain Marvel will never be hotter than she was during that period. You know what I mean? So why not give them some I guess room? To work.
Yeah. But
they're the ones looking at the numbers.
We're all old men here. Remember in the 90s? I mean, you had Peter David on the Hulk for 10 years, Mark Gruwald on Captain America for 10 years.
Well, you have Dan Slott on ASM for about 10 years, right?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, if you throw in
more modern.
Superior Spider-Man and
yeah, that was a good long stint.
And things like Chuck did 100 issues of Robin, 70 issues of Nightwing, etc., etc.
We need more of that.
Yeah, I mean, how long was Chris Claremont on the X-Men? That was what?
That was crazy.
Well, a long time. It was great. I'm all for that, and I'm saddened to hear that you were only because I get it. If you're a writer and they say 5 issues, the philosophy is you're going to bring your A game in those 5 issues. I get it. But also think about this. Comics today at Marvel are 20 pages. They used to be, 22, 23?
And the prices are up.
Aren't they 22 still? Or I don't know. Are they gone less?
20. I believe they're 20, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And have been for a while in a normal issue. And let's face it, most writers today don't know how to write a single issue. They'll pad, Well,
I don't know. I don't know if they're even allowed to do that. I think these days it's like, you're waiting for the trades.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's.
I wish they would write more entertainingly. Write an entertaining trade. I'd say, you're writing for the trade? Yeah, I'm writing for the trade. Write an entertaining trade. Seriously.
Well, that's what I said. That's what I said. You put like 5-6 issues in a trade. I don't care if it's like, here's a 2-issue arc, here's a 3-issue arc.
Yeah. Or even back. This is sound like a really old man. Back in the old days, where even though it's a serialized thing, right? There's an ongoing stuff, but you can still have issues that feel like they're one and done.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Of course you can, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, we can blame the editors and the writers, and I think they're all should be held accountable, and they probably all should be shot. And we start again. Bring back Don Perlin. We wheel him in. Wheel back in Don. Give Don that SpiderMan juice, and he'll come back.
There you go. Use Dave's blood to bring back Don Perlin. Yeah.
My overly caffeinated, high blood pressure, grumpy blood.
Don turns out to be a psycho. Just
Don
kill me.
wheels in.
Somebody kill me.
Don wheels in with a mission. He's
a
man on a mission.
It'll be hitting the news like Don Perlin and Gardner Fox have been reincarnated.
Gardner Fox would be fine. He would just put the pipe down and just bang out a few issues, and just he'd be like, none of this. Like, I don't need to write for the trade. He'd be like, there you go, young man, and he'd be just tossing off the scripts left, right, and center, and he'd rebuild the whole universe by himself in about a week.
He'd do it.
Easy.
He would do it.
All right.
Easy.
All right. Let's wrap up here soon because Ray's got to go soon here. So.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I don't know. Wow. Out of scores, Dave, I mean, you love this quite a lot. What would you give?
9 out of 10.
Wow. So I was going to ask, how do you rate it against, what is it, issue 10 or something that we did that we just found all phenomenal? I thought that was, I think I still raise that as the best out of the series.
It's probably as good as that, but what I like here is I love it when a writer starts to pay off a story well and sticks the landing, and I think that's exactly what he's doing here. So I'm giving it a high score because we're so far down the line. If you recall, there were some issues at one point where he was like miniaturized or something, which sucked.
Oh,
whereas I think
that's
this is really good, and so I'm giving it bonus points for I feel the fact of sticking the landing, which I think is tough to do sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'd give it. I think I'd give it a 7.5 to 8. I think it was really enjoyable. I enjoyed it. I think about as much as the Wolverine cameo one. That was a super. Yeah, that was really enjoyable. And I mean that had Wolverine in there, so you had a little extra new dynamic. But this one was, it was really cool. Although you saw Ben Reilly as a hallucination or what have you, it actually kind of developed or showed off Kraven a bit more, and it explained that whole thing about what was happening with him. So I really appreciated that because, to be fair, like apart from Kraven's last hunt, for me Kraven always seems quite repetitive in what he does and not much to him. But
hunting Spider-Man, that's basically what he does.
Yeah, exactly. But I really
he even said I got bored with hunting animals, so I started hunting Spider-Man.
He used to hunt animals, and now he hunts Spider-Man.
Well, another shocking moment when he massacred the whole zoo, that was pretty full on, I thought. You see all those animals just slaughtered. It's like, wow, okay.
They deserved it.
They deserved it. Anyway, 7.5 to 8, I'd give it. How about you, Phil?
I'd probably give it a 8 out of 10 dismembered supporting cast members.
Yeah. Wow. No, it's pretty good. I'm looking forward to the last 2, Phil.
Yes.
Is it a 2-parter or is it a single, two singles?
I think I haven't reread yet.
It must be a 2-parter.
For what I remember, I think it's a 2-parter. Yeah. So that'll be
wrap it up.
24, 25.
Let's place our bets. Will the fat husband die? I think he's gonna.
No. Oh, you'll pull
He's
through.
going to pull through. Yeah. And you know what? He'll be all the slimmer for it. You know?
Oh, jeez, Dave.
He had a tummy tuck.
Oh, my God. Forced tummy tuck.
Forced tummy tuck. Yeah, it was somewhat painful. It wasn't a delicate hand. What a missed opportunity. Like, and I'm just going to say this now. Internet, don't come after me. What a missed opportunity that, what was the name? Anya, she could have gone, squeal, piggy, when she was doing it.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Yeah, she really loved what she was doing.
She was enjoying it. And I was enjoying watching her work, you know?
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of that at Marvel.
See
a lot of that. You should see more of it.
More of it or more of her?
More slaughter of innocents.
Yeah. Well, no one's really innocent when you think about it.
Oh, my.
If you break it down, no one's innocent at the end of the day. Everyone's facing some dark version in the mirror. I'm facing one tonight in the dark, you know.
Dave's far from innocent. So.
Far from innocent. And Ray yourself. I mean, don't.
That's not looking Ray's past. Oh.
And let's not forget, earlier in this, Ray almost disgraced the flag. He went after the Joes. At one point you were promoting the tropes, right?
Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
Down in the LGBT community, college, we're going to have a few issues with that, Ray. And,
No.
None of us are innocent. Yeah. Phil, I don't know much about your own personal history, but I look at what's behind you and I don't see innocent.
Oh, my!
Anyway.
All right. So, let's wrap this up.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, next month we'll do Scarlet Spider 24 and 25. So, send us...
Cool.
Send us all your thoughts. Send us your predictions. Will Dave like it?
I'll be on time. I'll be on time this time.
Send us your predictions. Will Ray enjoy? Will Dave enjoy it? Will Ray spit on the American flag again?
And also bring himself up. Point of reference at the community college debate we're going to be having.
Oh, gee.
Dear Ray. I thought you were an ally, Ray.
This controversial internet figure that is Ray. All right. So send us your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382. Yeah, see, I don't have to memorize it anymore. 382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics episodes, social media, merchandise, new Capes and Lunatics merch with new logos. Go get all that. And again, Lilith Hellfire demands that you get on the Cash App link and just rain random money on us.
Make it rain.
She does.
I like the way she works, because I would demand that as well.
Yes.
People should get on the cash link. Yeah.
We do. We do. Me and her always promote it as, yes, rain random money on us, like we are that young girl stripping her way through college. Please rain the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
I'll show a little bit of flesh if I have to.
A stripper pole down at Divas.
Drunk Justin, love it.
Yes, and of course the Patreon, where me and Lilith try to do something different every month. And like I said, she's training for that marathon, so I think she's on her medication, quote unquote. But Lilith isn't drinking, and Lilith, I believe she's cut out sexual activity. So, like I said, yes, the dangerously sober and sexually frustrated Lilith Hellfire on Patreon.
I think she's gonna burn that marathon down
into the ground.
I wouldn't want to get in the way, clear a path.
I think she might win it.
Dave, I'm scared. Dave, I'm scared. She's coming up next week. I'm scared.
Yeah, wow, hey, Jesus Christ, throw a bone. Yeah.
All right, so find everything at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. It's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right. All right, Ray, where can people find you, when you're not playing with yourself on YouTube?
Look, just check out the handle at Ray Pod, REY Pod. Not Ryan. I went to Porto's today, Dave. I said, "What's your name?" Took my order. "What's your name?" I said, "Ray." She goes, "What?" I said, "Ray." Like, Ray, how simple is that name, Ray? So then
pretty easy.
Waited a few minutes. Order for Ryan.
Ryan.
No, I'm Ray. Anyway,
a bigger Porto for Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. So REY Pod. Go check it out. You can also check out Ray Plays Games, where I do play with myself. One hand or two-handed, if I do feel like it.
Way.
I have just introduced the new game, Final Girl. I can't wait to get onto the table.
Final Girl.
It's fantastic. It's awesome, Dave. It's awesome. It's
Instead of
it's
one-handed or
Ray's
two.
playing with himself.
The Final Girl, one-handed or two-handed.
No, it's based on the horror trope that the
I was going to say,
last,
yeah.
It's really good.
That's actually cool. Yeah.
So Final Girl, Warp's Edge, and I'm going to hopefully get Terminator, the deck building game out there. So go check it out. Ray Plays Games on YouTube.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
He's a superstar, kids.
Batman, my favorite character.
Didn't think you were getting away, did you, Ray?
No.
It was just a really nice package.
All right, now for this Dave Finn. Tell everyone about the Signal of Doom and
Signal of Doom, one of the biggest, hottest shows on the internet covering comic book and comic book movies. We're on Instagram now, Signal of Doom. Check us out on Facebook, and you can join the Patreon. You can do whatever you want to do. You can be whoever you want to be. We cover comic book movies, Bob Dylan, Frank Sinatra. I'm doing daily updates of Bob Dylan set lists. And believe you me, kids, he's in a grumpy phase right now. Oh, he's displeased with the world at the moment, as am I.
If you want to know what Chuck Dixon had for lunch yesterday, yes, tune in the Signal of Doom.
Chuck's coming on soon as well, actually.
Nice.
We've got a few questions for him. So, yeah.
Nice. Charles.
It's all looking good.
All right, so thank you for joining us, everyone. Again, we're going to wrap up this Kaine Scarlet Spider series next month.
What is Ben right? He just shoots with his wrist blaster.
Yeah. Just like you, Ray, one-handed, two-handed, yeah.
Ray, you know what? Ray, you should start wearing the sleeveless hoodies.
Swing on back.
You know?
I should.
Bring back the sleeveless hoodie, man. Yeah.
He's a trendsetter.